Let's watch this.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this whole video, what we're going to do is we're going to look at part 2 of being not very good at being bad. I definitely felt like I needed to make a part 2 of this video because there are so many stories.
I'm sorry I'm starting with part 2, but I already saw part 1 like forever ago, and we can watch it at a later date. But right now, we're gonna be watching The Art of Hiring Fake Hitmen Part 2 by that chapter, the GOAT. Well, one of my favorite murder mystery people. Probably the only murder mystery person I probably watch on the internet. And I'll probably be doing this more often now that I stream. Because not all the time I feel like playing video games. Like, playing video games sometimes is hard, man. Sometimes I just like watching internet videos and YouTube. And I may play some video games. I may hop on V Rising a little bit later. I may not. I may play a whole nother game. I may play Heavy Rain. I may not. I'm kind of just having fun doing the stream thing right now. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm watching The Art of Hiring Fake Hitmen 2. And we're gonna get in there. Hey, thank you for tuning in. I know I switched up the stream schedule, but I'm just doing it in my free time now because I feel like if I'm watching YouTube or I'm coding or something, I could probably stream it. So that's what I'm probably gonna do more often.
I wanted to cover some real good ones, and some of these maybe you might be a little bit familiar with. Others, maybe not so much. But I mean, I don't know what you know, so we'll see. We got the doctors, always with the doctors. We got the internets, what's going on there? Weird online websites that people were stupid enough to believe were real. We got hearty belly laughs, and zingers ahoy. So we got it all, but to get to it, you know, we gotta give it a go.
Give it a go.
First up, we got probably one of the more stupid ones. This is the story of Wendy Wayne, the Wayne train, Wayne Stain McGain. A person who would genuinely believe, those Nigerian princes, they're sound lads. The internet, right? Probably, you know, despite what you would think about it being like a wealth of knowledge, in fact, it's probably just made us stupid.
Those Nigerian princes, man, they get us all.
Stupider. And none more so than this woman. And let's be honest, I suppose, there's a lot more than just her, who believed www.rentahitman.com to be a real website. You often hear, like, stories and urban legends of hitmen, your websites on the dark web, where you can hire a hitman to kill someone. But Wendy was only delighted. She was only delighted to find out that it was actually a lot easier to rent a hitman than even needing to download Tor or the Onion, whatever. You'd think the t-shirts would be a dead giveaway, but you'd be wrong. Stupidity should never be underestimated. I'm sure she was even relieved when she saw the website was compliant with HIPAA. That's the Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act. After reading through the...
Alright, I gotta go ahead and stop it right now. You telling me... Come on now.
The fabulous testimonials and awards, it sure put me at ease. You can fill out a little form, bit about yourself, your desired code word.
Did she not Google HIPAA? You know, like she Googled how to find a hitman, but if she didn't Google HIPAA to make sure they ain't lying. But hey.
Mine's goo, and then who is your target? It's all inclusive, self-included. One fine day, that day being the 17th of July 20...
Okay, sorry. That looks like the worst Google form I've ever seen in my life. but then again, not a lot of people are knowledgeable of what of internet. I guess I have to. I don't know. I don't know. I feel bad.
2020, the Wayne train contacted the site, thinking,
Oh,
yep,
man, why
this
you do
baby
all
looks
this?
good to go. Wendy was 52 years old, a native of South Rockwood, Michigan, a real pearl of the Midwest. She'd had it up to here with her ex-husband, who she said, she alleged had stolen 20 grand from her, and if he wasn't going to give it back, she would pry it from his cold, dead hands. She filled out the
man.
little form, signing off, I prefer not going to jail. Thank you for your time. Prefer's got nothing to do with
you could
it.
just
The
not
site is run by Guido
try to,
Finelli. Oh, that's a
kill
really
your
great
husband.
Hitman name. Well, his real name is Bobinus, and he set up rentahitman.com as a class project in 2005. He completely forgot about it, and then came back a few years later and was like, oh shit, this inbox is full, and people think this is real. People from all over the world emailed today looking for a hitman.
Gosh.
And Bob, he goes through the requests. Most are jokes, people realize it's a parody. Some are maybe not jokes, but just not serious. But every so often he's like, shit. Then he passes the info on to the relevant local authorities, and they may conduct a sting operation, saying, yeah, you contacted Rent a Hitman, you rang. This has led to dozens and dozens of arrests for solicitation to commit murder. Wendy Wayne was another one. She met with an undercover cop, say she would pay 5 grand, and gave a $200 down payment. And well, you can imagine the rest. In January 2022, she was sentenced to 7 to 20 years.
Alright. What was it? The other day I streamed and we watched what was it? The Affair of Caroline Crouch. And that happened last year. Now we're watching The Art of Hiring Fake Hitmen Part 2. And they are getting sentenced this year. What's going on, man? These videos are recent.
In prison. But the whole story of internet hitmen, boogeymen, that sort of thing, it's nothing new. The Base of Mafia, it's a fun one of the more well-known dark web hitman sites. Now it purported to be with real killers, Albanian hitmen, and that's how it worked. It ain't obviously fake like rentahitman.com. So in fact, real people desiring to become contract killers reached out to this website. Maybe they played a bit too much of Hitman Blood Money, which in turn led the Base of Mafia website to appear more real when the person behind it would get them to film videos for the site, like this.
Alright, I don't know what's about to play. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna say this is crazy. Just potential trigger warning. I'm gonna go ahead and say that now. Potential trigger warning. I don't know what is about to be played here, so if you are not ready for the shenanigans ahead, please click off the video. Alright. It wasn't that bad. Maybe I take that back. I take that back. I'm taking that back. I'm retracting that last statement until the video is over. Holy shit. shit. We're just gonna skip over that.
Believed it was real, they would contact Yura, who's the man behind it, and then, well, they would pay up front in Bitcoin. So you can see where this is going. He'd message them back, as to why their target hadn't been eliminated yet. Oh, we'll get him next time. The sniper rifle, it jammed. I forgot to get my silencer back off my mother. And so on and so forth. Excuses all the time.
Oh wait, was it fake? Hold on.
Worked was that, people believed it was real. They would contact Yura, who's the man behind it. And then, well, they would pay up front in Bitcoin.
Okay, so he made a
So
fake.
you can see where this is going. He'd message them back, as to why their target hadn't been eliminated yet. Oh, we'll get him next time. The sniper rifle, it jammed. I forgot to get my silencer back off my mother. And so on and so forth. Excuses all the time. While he just had run away with your Bitcoin. And, you had no way of chasing him down. He has trained killers, after all. Eventually, the website will be hacked, and a very long and complex story short led to numerous arrests of people who tried to hire assassins. So the guy behind it, he was like scamming instigators the whole time. A-okay in my book. The base Mafia site and subsequent iterations were shut down by a man named Chris Monteiro, a self-described pirate and cybercrime researcher. It actually ended up being an entire saga linked to a real murder.
Okay.
Check out the Wired article or a video by Barely Sociable to learn more. Chris had found vulnerabilities in the site and was able to get the entire message database. On his pirate.london site, he has some statistics as he continues to investigate various online murder-for-hire plots. When the base of Mafia was shut down, the guy, Yura, he would set up a new one, that would get shut down, he'd set up a new one, and so on and so forth. Fun fact, most of the murder-for-hire requests come from the USA, followed by UK and India. In the USA, most requests come from California, Texas, and Georgia.
Wait,
Florida,
what?
surprisingly, down the list a little bit. I mean, more than you'd think, let's be honest. Especially when, all the weird cases come from there. And here's another one. This is the story of Tommy Carlton, who tried his hand at the art of hiring hitmen. They just turned out to be fake. Tommy Carlton was living in Osceola County, Florida, and he was having custody issues. Classic Tommy. To remedy this, he would take drastic steps. He didn't know those steps would be with a cop. Tommy was a registered nurse in an Orlando hospital. He had a 10-year-old son with Elizabeth, once wife, now ex, hence a custody battle over the son. Bitter? Elizabeth didn't know how much until all this happened. Tommy and Elizabeth met when they were both nurses. This was in 1996.
Crazy.
Elizabeth soon falling for the happy-go-lucky, hard-working man. Things were great until their son arrived. Tommy wasn't quite prepared for life as a dad. The stresses of work-life balance, money issues, yada yada yada, and eventually, things went down to shitter. Elizabeth would say Tommy would be abusive, custody battles, the whole 9 yards. He became quite violent toward Elizabeth, which is odd. Does he not know what he does for a living? He's a nurse. So once she fled the house with her son, Tommy became more obsessed and hate-filled. So how did he get to plotting a murder in a hotel room? Plotting it in a motel room I can smell from here. It first came up as, well, hey, what do you think about this? It was in a Narcotics Anonymous meeting in 2009 that he met a guy named James Wood. I know that's oxymoronic. He asked James if he knew a guy who could, kill his ex-wife, and James contacted the cops.
So this guy was in AA and was NA. And he was like, hey, bro, you do this for me? Man.
He talked poisoning, car accidents, maybe someone would do something. So James was like, yeah, I do know a guy. All three of them, James, Tommy, and the undercover cop, Billy, met at a motel. Billy, ex-con, who would commit crimes left, right, and center, real bad boy. And he'd take care of business for a fee. $500 up front and $1,500 later.
Oh, man.
It's Agent Griffin with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. I'm going to meet the target behind the Dairy Queen on a murder for hire case. Gotta get in his car. Does not want to get in my truck.
And you're not a cop, right?
I ain't no fucking cop. God damn, man.
Hey,
You're really freaking me out for your crazy
I
shit,
shouldn't
man.
be freaking you out. You know it's gotta be careful. Shit.
You have any good faith shit with you at all today? Even like 50, $100, nothing?
On Friday, I'll definitely get that to you.
Alright. Just hate working for free.
Yeah, I heard that.
So I definitely ain't gonna be able to do nothing until I get that.
That's not a problem.
I mean, Tommy's story to the hitman was that his ex-wife and her new boyfriend were abusive to his son.
Huh.
So, you know.
I feel like that's always the story that the guy tells, like in like these murder mysteries, like not the guy or like not even the guy, but like the parents, because like I remember watching a few other of these, and like this guy ended up, killing his, I guess, like the grandparents of like his child and almost the dad, because the wife told him that like they were abusive to the family and everything like that. Therefore, they were doing this. I feel like that's really messed up that they tell that, like they do that, because that's really manipulative. Because that's, I don't know, man. I mean, what they're doing is crazy in itself, because they're trying to hire a ding dang hitman. Oh my gosh.
Hitman, you're kind of doing the world a favor, Mr. Hitman. He needed it done, and he needed it done now.
Oh my god.
Why? Well, the 14th of May was fast approaching, and that was a court date in the ongoing custody battle. Tommy and Billy met a few more times, talked money, talked what needed doing. The police then reached out to Elizabeth, and they did get her in on it. They faked execution pictures. Execution pictures for Tommy, who was only too happy to believe they were real.
It's Agent Griffin with Osceola Sheriff's Office, going to meet the suspect for the murder for hire at the Walmart. I'll show him the picture.
Man, oh man.
Done, brother.
Thank God.
Fucking done, man. Look at this shit.
Yeah, he's done.
Stupid fucking bitch, man. Come out in her car. I was hiding in the woods, man. Fucking took care of her. I tried to get her fucking ID, but in her purse, man, and I couldn't fucking find her ID. So I said, fuck it. I snapped the goddamn picture and then took off in the woods. I fucking go to get out of there, man, and I hear woo woo. But I was on the back road. I cruised on there. I didn't even see them, but I could hear the motherfuckers. You know, I don't know if there was more people inside, but they couldn't have seen me because there was like a big fucking hedge and shit. I was by my goddamn self, man. It was fucking perfect, dude. Perfect.
Wow.
You couldn't ask for anything better, man. I'm telling you. She was fucking, she never even moved a muscle. You know what I'm saying? It was just done. Fucking bam. Done.
Quick.
Done.
Sweet.
Done, man. You can watch the news tonight or something. I'm sure it's gonna be on there. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but I just wanted to show you the door. You know it's done. Man.
Sweet.
Tommy.
All right.
Oh, thank God.
All right, man.
Hey, I was planning on like having like staying over I'd set up a patient to go see it, so I'd be there a whole hour to prove where I was and everything and shit. I was like, oh shit. So
Did you at least get your fucking face on camera or something, man?
I did. I went and bought a pack of cigarettes and went downstairs for my neighbors right after you called me and talked to them and yeah. So,
All right, you're cool then. Just fucking, just play it cool. You know what I mean? Because if you really had problems with her in the past, you know what I'm saying. Just fucking play cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just be cool, and then we're cool, and we're done, man.
Excellent.
All right.
Sweet, man.
All right, get the fuck out, man.
Yeah, right.
Dang, man.
Then, soon after, the police brought Tommy into the interrogation room and said, "We're investigating the murder of your ex-wife. Wink, wink. We need to know what you know, so we can solve it. Who killed her? You know."
Are you surprised that we're here today?
No, I thought she was making some bullshit because it's like before. Right before we go to court, she pulls something else out of her hat to try to keep Eric
No, I'm
from.
talking about we're investigating a homicide of
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm not saying I'm sad that it happened because I hated the bitch. I mean, everybody in the universe knows that because the way she treated me. I mean, she slept around me 3 times, keeps my son from me, the love of my life, and that's everybody knows that. But whatever happened, I had nothing to do with it. I mean,
What's wrong with this man? He folded, maybe. Oh man. Sorry, I had to take a break. Guys, I just need them to bring Tommy in so they can be like, you know this guy? And he's gonna be like, nah, bro, I don't know this guy at all. And they're gonna be like, well, Tommy knows you. And they're gonna be like, what? Pikachu face meme. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. This is a PNG. Let me show you. I'm gonna go ahead and add it. Y'all need to see this. This is him. Some of you will get it, some of you won't. It's okay. Ooh.
Well, you mean just by watching TV, when something like this happens, the cops' first place they go to are the closest people around.
Oh, hold on. Can I flip it? If I can flip it, that'd be even better. Please let me flip it. I can flip it. Oh well.
Well, not only because it's close, the closest people around there. It's like we're like,
This is what I
like
see.
fire ants. When something like this happens, we just spread out and we contact everybody she knows and deals with and that kind of thing.
And then, after speaking with him for a time, this happened.
He didn't see nothing happen. He wasn't in the car or nothing.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt. I want to introduce somebody to you.
Oh wait, I did it earlier. Hold on.
You ever met this guy before? Right. I want to introduce this to you. This is an agent for the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. Okay.
Okay.
Here. Do you understand who that man was? He's an agent for the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. He's a police officer.
Okay.
So you understand where we're at now in the investigation.
This is him.
You're not following.
Not
I
following.
know your mind's just spinning. It's going crazy right now, Tommy. I understand that. All right? You don't know where to go right now.
This is him right here.
In fact, you'd like to hit this door.
This is him right now. He's all like, oh, bro. I just got caught.
Or probably pretty quick. You have to understand where we're at. We've been investigating this for probably, 2 weeks?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I've never seen that man a day in my life. I would never do any of this stuff. They got him in 4K. They got him in 4K. They got this guy. Oh, take this off. So they got this guy right here. Right here. 4K. Big this
Weeks
man.
now?
Big caught. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
All right, ever since you
No way he's getting out of that. He got caught big time, bro. Oh.
met Billy,
Billy sounded fake, dog. Billy sounded fake.
And that's all.
why would you take the steps
This is the best question here. Why would he do this, man?
that you did to get rid of your wife?
I didn't take any steps to get rid of my wife.
Bro. Hold on. Wait, let me put it back. Some of you may appreciate this. Some of you may not, but this is how I feel. Oh, take this off now. Oh man, he's big dumb.
Tommy Carlton will be charged with 2 counts.
Hold on. I wish if I could do this better with editing, but we're doing this live.
Solicitation to commit first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder. Tommy's defense to all of this very clear footage the police had of him trying to hire someone to murder his ex-wife. His defense to all of this was that he had a hearing problem. He said he was half deaf. He tried the trial, he had these like earphones on so he could hear. And he was like, well, when I was talking to the hitman, I didn't even know what he was saying. Like, I was trying to read his lips and...
Did at any point you have in your mind that you were going to hire Detective Griffin to kill your wife?
Never. In my head, by this guy.
I can't even, bro. This is the lie you're going with?
And then just
This story right here is the lie you're going with, man. Just say you're guilty, bro. Like, you were caught in 4K. Homie showed up. You were sitting here like, hey, I'm in jail. They're talking to me about, my wife. And they got you, bro. Just give up. They got you. I guess he's just gonna go down swinging because he's trying his hardest, man. I guess he don't believe himself that he did it.
just imply, as a show of force, a verbal harangue that don't make us come back.
You specifically told Billy that you wanted them taken out of the way so my son can come live with me, correct?
Correct.
Them taken out of the way, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, now, verbally haranguing someone, how would that be taking someone out of the way?
In the way is referring to a problem they have, something that's hindering your path, hindering my association with my son, being able to protect my son.
So if your wife was verbally harangued, it's your testimony that in your mind, you, a registered nurse with all this education and so on and so forth, if she's verbally harangued by someone she doesn't know, somehow that's going to take her out of the way so that your son can come live with you?
Yeah, she would actually back off.
He just wanted the hitman to intimidate her. That's it.
All right, now, those of y'all here, what y'all think? That don't make no damn sense to me. Does that make any sense to y'all? I think not.
Killer? No, and it would have never.
Yeah. That was probably the weakest excuse for why you were probably not doing something.
Couldn't hear what he was saying. 2 years after he tried to have his ex-wife murdered and believed she had been for a time, the jury returned a guilty verdict for both counts. The prize was 22 years in prison for old Tommy. He appealed twice and lost twice. Congrats, Tom. And speaking of Florida, and speaking of stupid, Tanya Demirhan of...
He probably should have got more than 22 years. I feel like I won't get it.
Lakeland, Florida. She was very mad at her husband. Deservedly so, could be argued. See, Tanya, she was married to a guy named Attila the Hun. He was her Hun-E. But it appears this Attila lad was pretty controlling over every aspect of...
Was that a joke? Was he telling a joke? I hope not.
Of her life, including forcing her to have sex with strangers at
What?
swingers parties. These he would record. He liked to watch. And so Tanya was FED up and just wanted him gone. She did try to leave the relationship, but her family convinced her not to and go back to him. The only way she could see...
Oh my gosh. Hey.
out of the relationship was having him killed. And so she contacted a friend, who in turn contacted the police. In
Okay, I feel
exchange for 10 grand or 4 cars, take him out of life. That went about as well as you would expect.
You okay? Okay. Okay, listen, some things have come up. Okay? And you're at a police station. I want to read you your rights just so you know them, okay? If you don't understand something, I want you to stop me and tell me, okay?
Yes, what?
Okay.
They did to her what they did to Tommy Carlton. The usual, oh, your husband is dead, and we got the killer, but... See, the kicker was that she essentially signed a contract with the supposed hitman on camera.
The guy that they just found, he was driving in a white car, a Cadillac, and we searched the car.
Okay.
And when we searched the car, we found this note, and it's got your name on it.
What is it?
And I think that's you, right?
Oh, I signed it yesterday.
You did.
No, my husband bring me this, and then he said, there's a guy who wants to buy the car. Would you please? I said yes, because the car was on my name.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So you signed this yesterday.
Yes.
What's the date on there?
I don't know. This is December 20th.
I might have to run this back because I need to get a better understanding on the situation here. I'm sorry.
It appears this Attila lad was pretty controlling over every aspect of her life, including forcing her to have sex.
Okay. So he was okay. I don't like this one. I do like this video, but I almost feel like this situation is, even though she should not have hired a hitman to kill her husband, I don't like. It just sucks that she was in a bad position and then resulted to this to get out of it. And I mean, I'm glad that she is not in a abusive relationship anymore. It just sucks that I don't know if she went to jail, but I don't know, man.
You okay? Okay. Okay, listen, some things have come up.
I just feel bad for her.
Okay?
Because it's like, the whole situation is like fucked.
And you're at a police station. I want to read you your rights just so you know them, okay? If you don't understand something, I want you to stop me and tell me, okay?
Yes, what?
Okay.
They did to her what they did to Tommy Carlton. The usual, oh, your husband is dead, and we got the killer, but... See, the kicker was that she essentially signed a contract with the supposed hitman on camera.
The guy that they just found, he was driving a white car, a Cadillac, and we searched the car.
Okay.
And when we searched the car, we found this note, and it's got your name on it.
What is it?
And I think that's you, right?
Oh, I signed it yesterday.
You did.
No, my husband bring me this, and then he said, there's a guy who wants to buy the car. Would you please? I said yes, because the car was on my name.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So you signed this yesterday.
Yes.
Man.
What's the date on there?
I don't know. This is December 20th.
What's today's date?
20th.
Okay. What if I told you that I know
Yes.
that you gave the title to the man in the green shirt and that you gave this to the man in the green shirt?
No, I
Today.
didn't give these to him
Are you-
today. Yes, I'm positive. I know what I'm doing. It's hurting.
What's hurting?
You're saying now to me that I'm lying.
That's right, I am. The guy you gave this title to and who met you to sign this paper is a cop. Do you know that this note, I wrote it and I gave it to him?
Okay, but still I say I didn't give it to him. Okay, I didn't give it to him.
Okay. All right. The other thing I'd like to tell you is you know that that's recorded. Let me just skip to the chase. Let me just get right to the point with you. What I don't understand is why you would want to kill your husband.
I don't want to kill my husband.
Yes, you do.
I don't want to kill my
You
husband.
told me.
Sir,
Yes.
I didn't hire him. I didn't say anything to him. I don't know him. I don't know him.
Do you know that your husband is
Wow.
actually, in fact, alive?
Okay, it's perfect.
He's alive.
Okay, it's perfect.
I've never in my life ever heard of anybody that was silly enough to sign a note. But she did.
She got 5 years for that. So what do you actually have to do to get charged with solicitation of
Better
murder
than
for
the
hire?
22.
Well, that's pretty much exactly what it says on the tin.
Did you bring the money?
Alright. Okay.
You're giving someone something of value. Doesn't need to be money to have another party commit murder. It becomes federal murder for hire if it crosses state lines. So when this thing is on, after the police are informed of it, they play along. They either have an undercover cop pretending to be a killer or an informant is doing it, and it continues down to the point that they get, some kind of down payment.
This ain't working for free.
Yeah, I heard that.
So I definitely ain't gonna be able to do nothing until I get that.
That's not a problem.
When money, which it doesn't need to be, but usually is, changes hands,
How often than not do you think people are accidentally talked into committing these crimes by like undercover cops and informants? Not saying that they are, but like I wonder how many people like were unsure of the idea, and then because like someone contacted them and they just kind of like got overwhelmed and trapped in the idea that they just like did it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I feel like they should be put on like a watch list, and then if they actually like start contacting somebody, I mean, I guess they were contacting people. Take that back. Because they were contacting people. It's not like they were like, I had the idea and then they didn't do it. But they had the idea and then were actively like, bro, I want to do this thing. You know anybody? And then they get somebody to do it.
that's when the police can swoop in with the bracelets. In nearly all cases, though, the police tend to want to act fast
I'll make a comment. I like that Polaroid shirt he got on. That looks pretty cool.
and get this kind of show on the road because they're worried that the instigator, the hirer, if the job doesn't move along swiftly, they might hire someone else
True.
who will actually
Yeah.
kill. Now let's go from Tanya
That's what I was
to
worried
Tara,
about.
and it's from Florida to what we can essentially call this time northern Florida. It's Ohio. It wants to be Florida badly. It's gagging for it time and time again. Did you ever get so mad you wanted someone thrown in a wood chipper? You said it and you meant it? Well, Tara
This is in Ohio? Oh, man.
did. And when she said, though, that she wanted him thrown in a wood chipper, she didn't mean it.
She didn't want him Fargo?
When the police arrived.
Y'all ever see Fargo? I feel like that is... Yeah, it is something else. This reminds me of Fargo, where, like, that guy... spoiler alert, I guess. But in Fargo, the movie, and I guess as well as the TV shows, but the characters, like, want to kill their significant others. And, well, I guess in the movie, he wants to kill his, like, wife. And, like, hires these hitmen, and then it just goes wrong. So it goes to show that, like, I remember watching that, bro. It was wild. I was like, dude. And the reason why, well, he wanted to getting her kidnapped, but the reason why he wanted her kidnapped was because, like, in the movie Fargo, is because, like, he messed up, and, like, he was being extra illegal, and, like, wasn't willing to take the steps to, like, admit that he's messing up and then, like, fix himself, and, like, he was like, you know what'll do it, I'll just I'll get a whole bunch of money from kidnapping my wife and the ransom money. And I'm like, bro, that ain't it. Just think about what you're doing and try to do better. Try to do better. But and then, like, oh boy, earlier in the video, he was like, I'm gonna get my wife killed because, like, she probably held him to a higher standard than what he was willing to reach. And, like, she probably didn't like the fact he was doing drugs, because he was in narcotics anonymous or something like that, some, like, a group, and that's where he made that James guy. So I'm like, your wife probably just didn't want you to do drugs and clean up your life, and do a little bit better. And you were like, you know what? No, I'm gonna get you killed. And I'm like, bro, that is not the move. That is not the move. That is just, and then what is it? I don't know. I'm not gonna comment on the last one because I just feel bad that I wish she had people in her life that were willing to help her leave that relationship. That her family, like, all wanted her to be with an individual that, like, abused her, and her family probably was abusive, and it just sucks. Because I didn't like that story starting. I was like, so, okay, so the family's not helping. And all that. Hold on. I got a message on the tablet. What is this? It's messages of the farm. I like the farm. I need to close my tablet. Alright, let's continue with this video. Sorry I keep leaving the screen.
She just meant wood chipper was code for just smack him around.
But the wood chipper, what made me think about Fargo was one of the guys is, stuffed in a wood chipper.
Don't be too rough, though. We're not animals.
It's like, oh,
Tara
shit.
Lambert was a former model, glam girl over here, living in Circleville, Ohio, a quiet little town.
Okay.
But it was hiding disturbing intentions. This story has similar motivation.
What the heck was that?
But it was hiding disturbing intentions. This story has similar motivations to old Tommy Boy I talked about. See, Tara was wife number 2 of Brandon, and Brandon had 2 children with wife number 1, Kelly Cook. Brandon was given custody of the children, but Kelly was not too keen on the judge's decision, and court dates after court dates after court dates. Tara was sick and tired of it. So, at 33 years old in 2015, she came up with a plan. A terrible one. She'd also recently watched Fargo, I imagine. Tara contacted an old friend from high school that she hadn't really kept in contact with. Now, this old friend, they were from a trailer park, the rougher side of town. They'd have been in fights. And so Tara, living in the glamorous Tara living in a nice house, she was like, well, you're living in a trailer, so you'll kill somebody for me, I don't know, in your pickup truck maybe, drinking Bud Light. That's the kind of person Tara was. You'll do it. What'll cost you? $50? So Tara gave this person the name of the mother of her stepdaughters and, make this whole custody issue flitter away. Soon, contact was made with the Popo, and undercover cop Dee Dee was going to take care of her little issue.
Nice to meet you. And I have her picture. Some lovely information for you.
Okay. What do you want done with her?
Oh my god. Just put her in a chopper, like one of those lumberjack chopper things.
I don't carry a lumberjack chopper. But...
No, I'm just kidding. That's how much I hate her, though.
You want me to just walk up and cap her?
If something else is going on, in the area, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
We were kind of thinking of a home invasion.
Tara ended up in an interrogation room, confronted with her own footage.
What does she mean by we?
Am I really arrested?
Yes, you're under arrest.
Oh my god.
Okay. Did you ever make the comment that you would like to have her?
Did she snitch on her husband? What do you mean by we? I heard that we in there. I heard that we in there.
Killed.
No. I just signed for counseling with her. We're going to counseling together.
I understand that.
To have Kelly killed? My stepdaughter's mother?
Yes.
No.
You're the one that wants to have her killed.
I don't want her killed.
Well,
I want her beat up.
What? Sorry for shouting now. Oh my gosh. Why would you say anything like that? Oh my gosh. Why are you doing this to your life? Oh my gosh. Why are you doing this to yourself? My goodness. I don't want her killed. Well, I want her beat up. You should just be like, nah, I ain't saying nothing. Your goose is cooked, baby. You just keeping it in the oven.
You said he was going to punch her in the grill.
Tara, explain to me why, so I can understand why you would want to have her killed.
No. I want her to stop harassing us. I want her to stop making false accusations.
Your goose is cooked. You better take it out the oven. You're about to get burned, baby. That's all I gotta say.
Of me. I want her to stop slandering my name and my business.
Well, I guess the tapes will speak for themselves.
Yeah.
During the trial, Tara, her defense, I was only joking. These hillbillies don't understand my sophisticated sense of humor. She was found guilty of first-degree conspiracy to commit aggravated murder and got 7 years in prison. Though she did get a Dr. Phil appearance out of it, probably the most evil thing she did.
Dr. Phil put her on the TV show? What? He did that for... Did he do that? No, I'm going to say he did it. I'm going to say, but did he do that for the clout? I have questions. Questions now.
The best part of all these is when there's clear footage of them doing something and they're just denying it. In fact, some of these people really do seem like they're in denial. It's like, sometimes there's been clear dead giveaways that this was a sting, that this wasn't a real hitman. Like, for example, in the Tommy Carlton case, when he was in that motel room, in the room next door were police listening in, and he even thought he saw a microphone in that room when he was walking by. They just refuse to believe it.
Just go about your daily routine like I'm not wearing the hat.
Here's another one with Ira Bernstein.
So he saw the microphone. But he didn't do.
You just refused to
What?
believe that he was stupid and he was getting fooled. Ira was a Rockland like a hurricane, New York County man.
Bro, if you saw a mic, that was your time to run. To abort mission. I don't know. I don't know if y'all, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all religious or any of that. Believe in God or gods, but if God ever showed me, if I'm doing something stupid now, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing some dumb shit. Let's call it what it is. We doing some dumb shit. Let's call it what it is. And God gives me a sign to tell me not to do some stop. He says, "There's a microphone, baby." He gives me the sign to let me know that I'm about to go to jail if I continue on with the dumb shit that I'm about to do. You best believe, man, stop with the dumb shit. He had one chance. Oh, I saw the microphone there, but you know, I didn't want to believe I was getting fooled. That was your sign. That was your sign to say, you know what? Maybe what I'm doing is a complete dumbass idea. Maybe I should reevaluate all the decisions that I've been making in my life. And you know,
And he was a stinky feet man. By that I mean he was a podiatrist. He was married, had 3 kids, and had money problems. He had met his wife Susan at a frat party when they both went to Penn State in the 90s, and they later married and settled in Ramapo, New York. They were living the life, got the tennis courts, the cars, the pools, the what have you. The ramen days were long gone, but you know, they had a lot of money. Susan, she stayed at home. Ira worked, but they were spending money as soon as, you know, they got it. Eventually, Ira began seeing someone else. This led to the couple having an open marriage, and later Susan filing a restraining order against him, claiming he was abusive. He was kicked out of the house, and he swore he would have his revenge, or something like that. Ira later met Kelly Gribbelook. She's not an orc, though she has the name for it. Kelly was a former mortician, current wannabe model.
did he just do it? Hold on. Don't tell me he did it like that. Like Kelly Gribbelook.
An orc, though she has the name for it. Kelly was a former mortician, current wannabe model, and they met true fate.
Name was something else.
And eventually Ira and Kelly decided Susan needed to go. She was a stay-at-home mother, Ira ran successful practices, and in a divorce he'd be up shit creek. Enter Mackenzie Lusson, a car dealer from Haiti. He had sold Kelly her car previously, and during that time, Kelly had been going through a divorce of her own. And he was a nice guy. He said, you know, if you ever needed anything, just let him know. What he didn't mean by, you know, whatever you need, just let me know, was when Kelly asked.
What he meant by that probably was like, you know, hit me up, you know, get to know me sometime, you know what I'm saying? You know, let me take you out, let me buy you a drink. You know what I'm saying? That little T-Pain. Hold on, I wonder if I can play that. That's what he meant right here. Yeah, I wish I had some like music to put on cue. This is what he was like. Yeah, sorry, I saw my play. But yeah, that's what old boy right there. That's what he meant by "let me know if you need anything." But sorry, I don't know.
Asked him to kill Susan.
Yeah, that's not what he meant. Nope, man, that's not what he meant at all. No, nah.
But he was like, yeah, I know people. Green Berets, Navy SEALs. Those guys from, whatever those guys in Predator were.
You son of a bitch.
I'll get some of them on the case. He was actually bar buddies with cops, so he was like, he went to them and was like, yeah, a woman just asked me to kill someone, so. The three of them, Ira, Kelly, and Mackenzie, spoke many times with the police listening in.
Come on. Yeah? That's a good idea.
Hey, listen, you're
The main thing has to be a home accident. It can't be a robbery, it can't be a shooting, it can't be anything like that.
I wonder if she saw the camera. Look back a little bit. Let's see.
The three of them, Ira, Kelly, and Mackenzie, spoke many times with the police listening in.
Come on.
Yeah? See that? Hold on.
And Mackenzie spoke many times with the police listening in.
He's looking back. He see it. Yeah. And then she's like, it's horrible, but then I glance back like she sees something.
Hey, listen,
The main thing has to be a home accident. It can't be a robbery, it can't be a shooting, it can't be anything like that. He wants to know how it's going to look like an accident, how it's going to be done. He's got to be sure. He can't handle, God forbid, police come and he'll break down. He won't be able to handle an interrogation. Look at like either a hit and run, like when she's getting out of her car, or like plain an accident. And they backed up into her and the guy stays and says, I didn't see her. You know, it was plain an accident, so there's no investigation.
And they were waiting for money to change hands before they swooped in. Kelly did give a grand deposit, and then her and Ira added 2 more names to the list.
Whoa. Whoa. What? They were like, you know what? old lady, not enough. We need, you know what I'm saying? We need to go ahead and we gotta, I don't know. 2 more people. We're gonna add them to the list. See how that works out. And we can keep going from there if your services are you know, adequate. Like what?
See, Ira was committing insurance fraud at his practice, and the insurance...
He's in deep. That's why he's losing money. I wonder what he was doing.
Company.
I wonder what this guy was doing, man. Like, why was he losing so much money? Like, what was he spending it on? Like was he buying like shorts, options or whatever, and just losing them? Like what? Gambling, casinos? Like what, bro? Like what?
These were catching on. You know, he would fake billing, fake appointments for, you know, he would do procedure, or he would say he was doing procedures that never happened and billing the insurance company. So the investigators were on his case. The insurance investigators were on his case, and Ira...
Those insurance companies are going to find you. Yeah, he's probably gambling. But man, like, what the heck? See, in Fargo, that's what the guy was doing. He was like selling cars that he was like, yeah, saying he sold cars that weren't sold, and then like trying to fake the billing for it, and it was not working out.
Would rather they not be. Well, not gone, but he wanted them beaten up. So the police reached out to the 2 investigators, and like in Tommy Carlton's case, got some pics.
These are the most fake looking. Okay. Look at this. Alright, I need to stop. Okay. The music is killing me right now. I can't do it. This is I'm losing it right now. Okay, they're scary. They got two black guys, of course. Of course, that's what's gonna happen. Okay. Oh well, he did hire a guy from Haiti, I guess. And then he's gonna have these two. So like, the guy in the red doesn't even look like this. Just looks so fake. Like, who punches like this? And that guy on the top, he looked like he posed. It looks like he posed for the picture, man. I don't know, bro. Look at that. The guy down there in the jacket, black jacket right here. He's been in the same pose the whole time. He didn't even move. Convincing. Imagine being an insurance investigator and then like the police hit you up and they're like, "Yo, so this guy's trying to kill you. You want to take some pictures? You can get paid." And then they go, they just do a photo op, and these guys fake beat him up in an alley. But what if they actually hired real guys to beat him up? That'd be messed up. Well, they're like, "Nah, dude, we needed to make it convincing. We hired these two guys to actually beat you up." And they're like, "Oh no, what did we sign up for?" But no, that just totally looked fake. Like, but still, imagine you're an insurance investigator. You show up for work. You know, like, this guy's trying to kill you, bro. Want to get paid? And then you could sue. You could just be like, "And you tried to kill us, so yeah, we most definitely know you are guilty, and you're gonna give us all that money." There's another one I want to watch. I might watch another one of these, but I'll see how it is. Okay,
Ira, though, he smelled something was up.
Oh, did he?
Did it have me standing right next to each other? Yeah. So they told him, I guess they want to break or something.
He even did this.
What's this little thing between the teeth?
Okay. Say you're doing some dumb shit. Hear me out. You're doing some dumb shit, and you're just doing some dumb shit, and you just keep on doing it, and the universe is like, get out of jail free card. What do I have? What can I show you? Like, I have an HP thing. Get out of jail free card. And you're like, all right, let's throw it away. I don't need that. I'm gonna get away.
What's this little thing between the teeth? And that's the receiver for the headsets.
A receiver for the headsets. So, anyone who's familiar with Skyrim, this is like the option, or any like video game with like, or just like D&D and or Skyrim, and or you gotta like lie. In D&D, you use persuasion, so you do like a persuasion check, to make sure they can't catch you in your lie. You're trying to convince them, right? This guy on the left rolled, I think, a damn 20, because he persuaded him. His perception check was like, "Is that a camera back there, bro? Is that a camera?" He walked in the car. This was D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. He walked in. Dungeon Master says, roll perception. He rolls. He's like, you look in the car, and in the back seat, you notice that there's a headset. And then he looks at the guy, and he's like, is that a headset back there? He's sorry. The Dungeon Master's like, what looks like a headset. Not that it is a headset, but it looks like a headset in our camera. Sorry, it looks like a camera. And you look at the guy, and you're like, is that a camera? And you're like, no, that is a receiver for the headset. You roll persuasion, and the other guy rolls, I guess, a check to see if he can beat that, and he fails. He fails his wisdom save, and he believes that I don't know. I'm not a dungeon master, but whatever. The only thing I know is this guy won the persuasion check, and this guy won his perception check, but lost the wisdom save, and ended up in jail. Ended up in jail.
Receiver for headsets. Alright.
Spoiler.
He bought that too.
Like, laughing about it like that, bro. Like, oh my gosh.
Fucking hell.
So now the big question is, when is the next job? Give me a week to think better, DJ. Alright?
Does he have, like, no spidey sense? Like, for an individual who claims to, like, not be able to handle an interrogation, like, does he have no spidey sense at all? Like, he has enough, like, wherewithal to get in the car and see if there was a camera in the back seat. Because I'm pretty sure old girl got in the car and didn't even notice that. So, like, he was able to at least see that there was a camera, but got easily convinced that there was not one. Oh.
And I'll give you the go ahead. Don't want to be too pushy. I know. I give you by this weekend. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be away for the weekend, definitely. But I'll be at the end of the weekend. I'll tell you. Okay.
A few days later, Kelly and Ira were arrested and charged with conspiracy and solicitation to commit murder.
Yeah,
they both said Mackenzie had railroaded them into going ahead with a murder for hire. Oh no, he forced me, to agree to a plan I came up with.
He forced you. Y'all seem highly persistent. You all seem highly persistent.
In jail, Ira bailed himself out. Kelly, he didn't.
He bailed himself out, but did not bail out his, I guess, his girlfriend or his wife, his new wife or whatever, his girlfriend, who set up the Hitman deal for him. What an idiot. What? He bailed himself out. What? Dude, she's gonna sell him out. You're up Shit's Creek now, bro.
His love, his girlfriend, whatever. He's like, yeah, fuck you, I'm out.
The 42-year-old foot doctor now stands indicted for allegedly plotting to hire a hitman to end a protracted divorce battle with the mother of his 3 children. The grand jury says Bernstein and his girlfriend, 35-year-old Kelly Grabullock, are on tape and video negotiating with an undercover informer they thought was a killer. Before releasing Bernstein, the judge cautioned that being out of jail isn't the same thing as being free.
He should have bailed her out, though, because later on, after a couple of months in jail, Kelly would agree to a plea deal and testify against...
Yeah. Like anyone with a brain would. Because why would I be sitting in jail while you're out living your life when you wanted me, when this was your idea? Like, he wanted his wife killed and then bailed himself out, but left his girlfriend in there. And then he's probably surprised that she told on him. Like, what?
Ira. So that was a big mistake on his part.
Yeah, huge mistake.
Ira was sentenced to 15 years, eligible for parole after 5. Kelly Gribluck was sentenced to 12 years, eligible for parole after 4.
Okay, maybe the laws are different in each area because, like, in the 2 cases before that, that Tommy guy got like 22 years, and then in the case, the lady after him, she got 5 years, but they probably were a little bit more lenient on her case than not. Well, he probably got 22 years because he was like, I'm not guilty to the end of it. So, like, how did she get 12 years when she told on him? Was it because, like, she was equally as, like, for killing the wife, even though, like, she had no real tie to the wife and or the situation at all? So was it like she got more in trouble because, like, she had really no involvement in the situation and was just like, yeah, let me help you out, let me hit this guy up for you. I mean, I understand why he got his years, but
I wonder if they're still dating.
Nah, man. Nah, they're probably done.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to do so. Be here with this guy. Back to regular cases next. So look forward to that. I hope you do. And
all right, yeah, dude, I really like this guy's stuff. He makes some really awesome videos. I've been following him. I believe I've been following him since the beginning of COVID. So for a good couple years, has yet to disappoint me on a video. I was sad when he like stopped. Like, he didn't make a, I guess, video. Like, he made 1 video a week, and I was like, dang, what happened, bro? But I'm glad that he's back. I saw this one the other day. This guy was crazy. Well, he wasn't crazy, but the whole scenario was a little wild.